I need a better perspective.
Right, here we are, to our viewers and our listeners. We're here with food, booze, views, and shoes. That means food. Don't forget, this is about food.
I can't believe we let you back here.
No.
You're gonna burn this place down.
You mean that's hot?
Check this out. I'm done.
You know, kitchens and still don't go together real well, you know. But anyway, Jeremy, what we're trying to do here today, let's just tell our viewers and our listeners that we are launching this as our little newsletter, and we want to take up some of the myriad number of headlines that are out there this week. We're going to talk salmon, mushrooms, various things like that. But you're also preparing some food, and tell us what we're going to chew on here.
What we're talking about today is some heritage pork from Roxbury Farms right up the road in Lancaster. Our buddies are raising and processing these pigs, and we're at lunchtime, so we're going to make a little sandwich.
You know, the kitchen staff's looking at us and frowning like, get out of our way.
A little great Cuban bread. Puts lots of butter here, guys.
I'm going to lick my arm before this is over. She told me that it would drip on my arm.
I think it will. I mean, look at all this good juice and all this, fat right in there too. You know what's going to make this up? I've got this toasting in butter, which is great for a sandwich. And then I love red tomatoes. More importantly, if you're going to make a sandwich, a lot of people just use red slicing tomatoes with your fried one. Check this out. Here's your process. A little flour, and then eggs and milk. Okay?
Okay.
And then
all right.
back into the flour.
Okay, let's talk salmon just a little bit. There's a huge headline out there. There's a media or something about salmon. The wild salmon people, like in Oregon and places like that, are saying that the farming people, the farm-raised animals, are spreading some sort of toxin to the wild salmon. So it's the wild people versus the farm people. Classic setup here of a war.
One thing you gotta realize is nowadays with farming and the way we have been farming salmon for a long time is those fish came from the wild and they're harvested in the farms, right? And then a lot of times
farm here, right?
But then we just release those salmon back in the wild. So by population averages now, every salmon that's probably out there in wild, maybe Alaskan waters, was raised in a hatchery, was raised in a farm. So I don't know, there's a little bit of genetically modified salmon that I'm not really sure about, but I don't think there's like any labs that are splicing genes. I believe what they're doing is just kind of doing survival of the fittest. Right, I don't really think it's more like they're breeding the salmon with the better characteristics and traits.
Well, this story isn't going to be told all in today. They've got to really work on it. Now, California, where else did this happen? They're banning Fois. People better start marching in the streets, occupy something, whatever, we'll name it something. Anyway, hey, by the way, don't forget that sandwich, Teresa. I might lick your arm. Okay, so, Fois. They have actually started banning in 8 months. They'll ban Fois. They ban shark fin soup, and everything that's coming from California will arrive here. Now, tell us about Fois. Why it's so controversial.
Well, it's a fattened goose liver, and what's happening is it's geese. I mean, they actually like it. They're just sitting there kind of
they say they
all day
scurry
long.
and
They love it. It's like, okay, free buffet all day long. What happens is when they force feed the geese or the ducks and their livers get huge, and that's a delicacy, right?
Yeah.
So I don't really know which.
like, you don't have to force feed me on this.
Right. You guys ready to eat this? I'm gonna actually move over here so you guys are gonna lunch on.
Okay, well, in California, though, they banned this. And Mary Nessel, who's like the queen foodie, says the issue really isn't about Fois because the animals actually like it. But the issue is, do we eat animals that we kill for that specific purpose? And it's, never pretty, right? Okay, so now let's move on to mushrooms before we slobber over this sandwich. Mushrooms. Fourth wettest year and on record in New York City. People are foraging for mushrooms that are everywhere, and they have these wild names and all that. What do you put in on that?
This is a little bit of mustard and mayonnaise mixed together. Fried red tomatoes and lots of.
So are Teresa and I going to start on either end of this and work toward the middle?
Yeah, we'll see if you guys. I'll put it up here.
I'll
in the
fight her
middle.
for it. She's our producer and reporter, right, by the way. Okay, so, but they're foraging, and there's a law against foraging in New York City.
Well, why is that? You can go out there and pick your own vegetables.
Well, guess what? It's about plants.
Oh, okay, so.
And guess what?
Mushrooms.
But, here's the wild thing, though, now, if they're foraging and they're getting these mushrooms, and the city's saying, well, they're poisonous or hallucinogenic, and we're like, duh.
I know which ones I'd be picking.
And here's the really gross part. They're actually foraging in cemeteries. Yeah.
I know. Well, you know, at least the foragers they're not spending $40 a pound in New York City
I know.
for some mushrooms.
They're poking some fun out
They
of
save a little bit of money.
Yeah, I love
All right,
it.
so there
Okay,
you
so
go.
are we ready?
I mean, look at that thing.
Oh my!
There you go. I told you to eat this one over the sink, right?
I love it. So, thank you folks for joining us for Food News, Views, and Twos. Now we're going to go eat. Thank you. All right, so that was 5